Hello darts nuts. I'm going to review a set of the new Bulls Robert Wagner darts. I got these from Get Sport in Germany. It's a German website, and they cost me 45 or just over 45 euros, which is about £36. Only took a few days to get to the UK, so it was a pretty good service all round really. When I first seen these, they were posted by Robert Wagner on Facebook, and as they were quite an unusual design, it's something that appealed to me. And I did have a set of the older Bulls Robert Wagner darts, and I thought they were great darts. Probably not a dart that suits my grip, but I didn't really buy them because of that. I bought them because I liked the look of them. And that's pretty much the reason why I've bought these as well. They're a 23-gram dart, 90% tungsten, and as you see, it comes in this what is it, clicking case. It's just a case of attaching it and clicking it together, and obviously you get your 3 barrels with what look to me to be, I think they're a short shaft, and your Robert Wagner signature flight. He's called the Magician, so that's why you got the top hat and the cards on the flights. And like I said, I was interested in these darts because of the unusual style of them. I like a lot of weird shaped darts, mainly because I like the look of them, but they're not really set up for my front grip. It looks to be for a rear grip, but we'll have a close look at the dart now. Here's a close look at these Robert Wagner darts. As you can see, it's got quite a short silver point, and that nose, I've never seen a dart with a nose like this before. I don't really know how you would describe that. I'm assuming that Robert Wagner likes to rest his finger on that, or there'll be some reason why it's got that. But they do look quite strange with that. They kind of look like an upside down bottle. Unusual idea. That was what appealed to me about these darts. Like I said, it was just because they're an unusual design, but I do quite like the look of them. I think they're strange looking, but they do look quite smart as well in their own way. Be interesting to see how they throw. I don't really think they'll suit my grip. If I was trying to grip the dart in my normal way, I'd probably be gripping it there, which I think would probably make the dart go all over the place. So I'm probably going to have to try and gripping it around here just to get some balance to it. And that grip, this is quite strange with these darts. The grip doesn't really look aggressive, but it does feel very grippy. I don't know, there's something about this tungsten, it just feels kind of very dry and sort of like gripping into my skin. It's not particularly sharp edged or anything, it's just there's a nice feel to the tungsten, almost like as if it's got a matte absorbent feel to it, but it might change once I start getting a little bit sweaty. But I'd say it's probably a high medium grip, and on the rear of the barrel it's got the Bull's name and Robert Wagner's signature, and then you've got these short, they're like a hard plastic silver coated point, and your Robert Wagner signature flights. So I'll just let you have a look at the dart, then I'll put a detail pickup with all the measurements on in detail. Right, here's the detailed
look at the Robert Wagner 23-gram darts. It's got a 23.66mm point, and at this front section of the barrel it starts off about 1.6mm, and then there's a chamfered ring of 1.77mm, and then there's a thin neck of about 3.5mm before it slopes into this section before it gets to the ring grip, which is 12.3mm, and then the main part of the barrel is made up of this thinly cut ring grip of 21.33mm, and then there's another smooth section at the rear of 11.75mm, which chamfers off towards the point, and that is 2.52mm. The overall length is 55mm, and the width is
I'm just gonna do some measurements along the barrel. That section there at the front where the point is, it's very thin. Barrels are 55mm, which is a lot longer than the look. I think it's because of the way that taper is, it makes it look actually shorter than it is, and it looks to me like the widest section is near the rear. That says 7.11. Yep, so it's wider at the back and it goes thinner towards the front, and that there, if I can get it measured, is 3.1mm wide. Don't think I've ever seen a dart with a section that thin on it. Very unusual shape. Alright, I'm just going to weigh the barrels. That is 23.06. 23.1. 23.14. So between the lightest and heaviest it's a difference of 0.08 of a gram, and with the supplied setup it weighs 24.76. Right then, let's see if I can work out the balance on this. It's gonna be somewhere towards the rear, I should imagine. Right. It's a bit of an awkward one. I'll just check to see if that's level. Yep. So if you go from the full length of the dart, which is right on that lip at the front, it's obviously rear weighted, but then you can tell that just by looking. But I'm surprised that the balance point is there actually. I was expecting it to be a little bit further to the rear than that. I just want to check something first. That says 15.9, so account of that the darts are drilled out nearly 16mm. Seems quite a lot, that. And with the supplied setup, it just moves a little bit to the front, but it's still more rear weighted. Alright, I think these are going to be quite fun to throw, especially with me being a front gripper. So anyway, let's give them a throw and see how they go. I'm holding these darts right at the front, and to be honest, I wasn't expecting them to get anywhere near the 20. I'm holding just in front of that, or whatever you call it, little bump out the front, and that is really the thinnest barrel grip I've ever had. And actually I quite like the feel of it, to be honest. It feels more comfortable than I was expecting. But what's surprising me the most is the fact that the darts are flying pretty well. I was expecting them to be flying all over the place. It just doesn't really make much sense, to be honest. With me holding it there and having all this weight here, I thought the dart was going to be just going everywhere. What am I going to do then? I'm going to keep on throwing there for a few more throws, and then I'm going to try it to see if there's any difference holding it there, but I am really surprised that they actually are flying quite well with my front grip. So let's have a keep going, see what happens. It does feel kind of strange holding it there with it being so thin. Like I say, I'm not used to such a thin grip, but it also feels quite comfortable. And the tungsten on these barrels, for whatever reason, it kind of feels tacky. It's hard to explain, but it seems to have like a different feel than what I have felt on some other darts. But like I said, I just wasn't expecting the darts to be flying stable through the air at all. For me, holding it there, I was expecting them to do some kind of weird acrobatics or something. So I'm pleasantly surprised in that sense. There's something very nice about throwing these darts. I quite like them. I have a feeling that that little notch there is helping when I'm throwing the dart, because I can feel as if I'm pushing against it, and it's kind of chamfered on both sides, so obviously if it hits the dart, that is the edge of the front of the barrel, and that's the chamfered part of that little bump, and the edge catches the flight, but the chamfered part slips over it. So and a lot of people might think that's going to cause a lot of deflections, but it might not be quite as bad as what you think. What I'm going to do now is just have a few throws from round here just to see whether it feels any different balance wise. Actually feels worse for me, not the balance, just the fact that my grip is further up there. I feel more comfortable there, but I'll give it a few more tries from there. A little bit easier that time. Yeah, I actually feel more comfortable holding it at the front, which I can't really explain. It just feels really nice to me holding it there, and it flies a whole lot better for me. It really doesn't make much sense. I know the back is drilled out a fair bit, so the bulk of the weight of the barrel is going to be around here, so you would imagine that is the best place to grip it, but it just seems to be flying better for me there. Maybe there's some kind of idiosyncrasy with my throw, and this particular dart is helping to correct it, but I do really like holding it there, and it feels a nice pleasant dart to throw. I'm going to give it a few more throws from there. Oh well, that's the Bowls Robert Wagner 23-gram darts. I don't know why, but I really like throwing these. They're a very enjoyable dart to throw, and very nice quality to the tungsten. It's got a really nice feel, and I'm quite surprised, like I've said already, about that. I thought it would be really weird holding it there, but the darts fly very nice, and it's just an enjoyable dart to throw. It's really pleasant playing with these. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.